The director of this film, Frank Capra, remade this movie nearly 30 years later, that time calling it Pocket Full of Miracles, with Betty Davis playing Apple Annie and Glenn Ford as the gangster Dave the Dude. That's the last film Frank Capra ever made. And by the way, this movie, Lady for a Day, is the one that set up Capra for what he said was the most embarrassing moment of his life, the famous time he went up to collect an Oscar that he hadn't won. If you don't know the story, it's worth hearing. The year Capra was nominated for directing Lady for a Day, the other nominees were George Cukor for Little Women and Frank Lloyd for Cavalcade. Well, the humorist Will Rogers was the host that night, and when it came time to give the Director's Award, he opened the envelope and he just said, "Come up and get it, Frank." Well, Capra stood up, thrilled, got halfway to the stage before he saw Frank Lloyd was also heading for the stage, and indeed, the winner was Frank Lloyd, not Frank Capra. Not easy walking back to your table at a time like that. However, Capra did win the very next year for 1934's It Happened One Night, and he won again 2 years later and again 2 years after that. As for that movie Cavalcade that I mentioned, we have that Oscar-winning Best Picture coming up next, so don't leave us now.
Tonight on TCM's 31 Days of Oscar, don't confuse Frank Capra with director Frank Lloyd's Cavalcade. Then, Christopher Columbus, Katharine Hepburn is one of the Little Women. And Burgess Meredith is a war correspondent telling the story of G.I. Joe.
Experience New York.